All right, guys, get in here because I'll be honest with you. This may be one of the more important videos I've done in quite a while because the numbers and the images that came out of the Kirk Memorial today are staggering. And the things that are happening behind the scenes inside the Democrat circles, I've got all of it for you. They are jumping ship. I'm telling you, I'm going to show you the loudmouth front-facing Dems and liberals on X, and then I'm going to show you what the power brokers are actually doing behind the scenes, and it is moderating. They are scared shitless, and this is a time for us to take the throttle of freedom and push it all the way to the floor. Let's freaking go. Don't miss this opportunity. And if you guys are new here, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. Emojis, those are incredible. Chats, all kinds of engagement. The more you do it, the more this message sends, including you sending it out, because I'm promising you you're not going to see this anywhere else. All right, let's get into this, people. I see you guys filing in here. I appreciate every single one of you for getting in here. Audio and video is good. That is excellent and amazing. All right. I want you guys to tell me in the chat on this, of my followers and subscribers who have been with me for about 3 to 4 years, do you guys remember when I told you in Biden's first term, in his first months, that they were not going to be able to get the assault weapon bans? Do you remember that? I was mocked relentlessly by a lot of people in our space, but do you remember that? And by the way, they didn't get them. I have the exact same observation that is happening right now with the Dems generally that I'm going to walk you through. Let me know in the chat if you remember that, because a lot of you guys were. All right. Now let's get into this. You can, of course, follow me on X at some people saying, yep, awesome. All right, guys, I need to hear you on this in the chat. If you see what I'm seeing, this is going to be one you're going to want to send because we're going to win this, and it's not even going to be close in the end. All right, let's get into this. So here is the first thing. I'm going to line you up a few observations that are terrifying the left, like absolutely terrifying the left. You remember that whole thing that I played you right when Charlie Kirk was assassinated, that really dumb woman who was saying that he won't be a martyr? Yeah, just in her memory, I'm going to play this clip. This is one of them today. This was at the stadium. This was at 4 a.m. Arizona time. 4 a.m. The numbers were in excess of what I've been told, 300,000 people. They flooded the entire stadium for this man. All right, that's one. Again, I'm just laying the groundwork and we're just now getting going. And I will look at the chats here in a second. Thank you for the emojis. You have to understand this, people. Listen, they will always tell you what they're afraid of. On the left, I am on the right. I am a conservative. I love this country. I'm a patriot. I will fight every single day politically for this country because we are going to win, because our children are going to get a better outcome as we hand it to them. There's no other option. And when I tell you the left always screams about what they're the most afraid of, watch. Check this out. They always do it. Remember how they mocked Charlie Kirk when he died? Remember how he wasn't a martyr? This is a leftist account. I'm going to read it for you while I play this audio clip down here. This is the actual amount of people that were waiting. Here's what they said on the left. I always tell you. Reports now claim over 300,000 gathered in Arizona to honor Charlie Kirk. Wait for it. What began as a memorial has morphed into a massive political rally, chants, speeches, and coordinated media. But let's be clear. There's still no confirmed motive and no proven political ties to the shooter. The facts aren't all in yet the narrative is already being cemented. Knock, knock, dum-dum, it's already cemented. We already know. We are already going full throttle because you done goof and you kicked the sleeping giant. They will never go after something like this unless they're afraid. First, they're going to mock you. That's the videos I showed you. Then they're going to make fun of you. Then they're going to not take you seriously. And then they're going to go after you physically. Hello? This is a leftist account. They are now belittling the idea that these things are turning into what they're turning into. I'm telling you, this all matters. Now, another one. This is the exact same thing. And then I'm going to get to the real evidence for the left of what I'm going to show you. Your neighbor is likely a Charlie Kirk simp. If you are not familiar, simp is basically an insult to masculinity. Think of all the vile things Kirk said while seeing the sheep pile in. These people still support Trump and the fascist agenda unfolding before our eyes, and this Muppet is now their martyr. Ashley Babbitt was the dry run. Not even close. Nice try, Cupcake. Because what you're looking at right now is them resorting to the exact same belittling language and calling people fascist because they see what's happening. It's all converting. They all know, because they now see it with their eyes, how screwed they are. If you follow me on X, you would know that I made a mockery joke of a Chris Murphy post where he said, really great Democrat fundraiser out in Connecticut today where there were 12 people there. 300,000 people just commuted to Arizona to go show their respects. Yeah, you tell me who's going to win this thing. And that's before we get into the 62,000 Turning Point USA chapters and inquiries that are occurring. We'll wait. Just saying, we're having children. Ours are red. They're not. They're going the route of feminism and women's control. So yeah, just let time work. Because I'm telling you, it's going to happen just by sheer numbers. All right, if you guys are just now getting in here, you're catching the energy. We're about to accelerate. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. This one, here we freaking go. That was just the intro. All right, do you guys remember the video that I did a few days ago where I said Chris Murphy has now told the left to moderate on gun control in all their positions? Yeah, it came from an article from The Bulwark. I'm going to revisit it really quickly for you, and then I'm going to show you some more stuff from leading Democrats. Murphy began reconsidering what it means to be dogmatic about guns. If you're not familiar and you're new to the channel, Chris Murphy is like villain number one against Second Amendment rights. He is the guy that leads all the gun control in the Senate. He literally just told people who are donors for the Democrat Party that he's going to reconsider what it means to be dogmatic about guns. That means he's going to soften because he's a hardliner. They don't do that unless their political power is threatened. Right here, this is important. Sitting gun control Senator Chris Murphy. Murphy told the audience that the, quote, fastest growing share of the electorate are socially and culturally conservative voters. I'm telling you, the people who are out in the front on the X accounts, like these dill holes, are going to try to mock. They're going to try to make fun of everybody. They're going to try to downplay everything that's happening. 300,000 people, now it's a cult, all these kind of things. But in the background, all the senators in the Democrat Party are going, oh, shit. That's what's happening. I've been telling you for 4 years, they're going to go too far and the correction's going to be painful. They're moderating. I got more. Watch. Here's Joe Manchin on why he left the Democrat Party. Again, guys, these things don't happen in a vacuum. I'm going to keep on stacking them up. Let me hear you in the comments and the emojis. Boom.
I was a Democrat all my life. They better figure out how they lost people like me. Okay? And the only thing I have said, when you quit worrying about the working person, their working conditions, you're worried more about a person that's able-bodied and capable of working that won't work versus me who will work. There's something wrong. And they lost me. All right.
Okay, that was on Bill Maher's show. Manchin wasn't even allowed on Bill Maher's show 2 years ago because he was looked at as a traitor to the left. The liberals hated his guts because he wouldn't destroy the filibuster. Now he's being applauded on Bill Maher's show, saying that the Democrats went too far and they care more about people that aren't going to work versus people who will work. What universe are we living in right now? The one where Democrats are going to moderate because they are getting their asses handed to them. And the Kirk assassination and memorial just put the icing on the cake. Pour it on. Subscribe, like, get involved. Watch this. This is an article from the New York Times from 3 days ago, September 18th. Listen to this. Ezra Klein, who is one of the talking points of the left, is worried, but not about a radicalized left. That's the article. I can link it. You can watch it for yourself down in the description. But listen to these takeaways and who's saying it. Ezra Klein says the more worried you are about authoritarianism, the more willing you've got to be to run pro-life Democrats in red states. Let me read that for you again. This is the same Democrat Party. This is an anathema to the far left. You've got to be able to run pro-life Democrats in red states. That is moderation on two of their main poles of their party tent: gun control and abortion. You moderate on these two, and you're the left? I don't know how that goes, but they're trying. Let me read the excerpt from the article. Again, let me hear you in the comments on this one. Keep getting engaged, because this is hot stuff. Like, you're not going to hear this. And the stakes of politics are almost always incredibly high. I think they happen to be higher now, and I do think that a lot of what is happening in terms of the structure of the system itself is dangerous. I think that the hour is late in many ways. My view is that a lot of people who embrace alarm don't embrace what I think obviously follows from that alarm, which is the willingness to make strategic and political decisions you find personally discomforting, even though they are obviously more likely to help you win. Let me pile on a little more. Taking political positions that make it more likely to win Senate seats in Kansas and Ohio and Missouri, trying to open your coalition to people you didn't want open to before, running pro-life Democrats. That is in the New York Times. They do not send this out unless there is a stage 4 metastatic, what word did I just try to say? Metastatic cancer going on in the Democratic Party. That is massively huge. The New York Times is used as a trial balloon. It's the way all these people all like, oh, did you read the Times? I did read the Times. Aren't you intelligent? Oh, we must be the same. That's what these people do. Okay? Now, let me keep on going. I'm feeling this, guys, because I'm like this winning energy. God, I'm loving it. Now, this person is really important to understand who it is. Neera Tanden. The reason that this person is important, Neera Tanden was one of the chief people inside the Biden administration, and she was one of the people running the AutoPin scandal. She got dragged in front of Congress. She was doing it. She did it. I believe she pled the fifth. Okay, she's not a conservative. Listen to what she just said from the Biden White House chief of staff level. This is something people really have to take seriously. We need to expand the tent. And then she came back and doubled down and tripled down. Listen to what she said afterwards, shortly, responding to her own tweet or post. In 2009, the U.S. Senate had 60 Democratic votes, but a lot of them were not 100% pro-choice. Ask yourself if you would feel better with that Senate than this one. Come here. Do you understand what that means? You've got people inside the Biden White House, far left progressives, now saying it is better to have control with less purity than to have a purity with no control. That is a moderated position. They are moving, at least attempting to move to the center. There is about to be such a shaking inside the Democrat Party because what I've been telling you for 9 months now, the Democrats and the far left progressives are going to be at odds because one of them is going to take control of the party. You see the AOCs and all of these, Jamila Maya, or I can't remember her name, whatever, the progressive wing. And then you got the moderates and the people who want the middle and the people who want the money and the establishment. That's who this is, okay? They are openly floating articles in the New York Times and talking about moderating their positions. That translates to you have won. Let me go back one more time and highlight the point that Chris Murphy said. This is really important for you guys to understand, and this will be a mainstay on this channel because we are ahead of the curve. This is what's happening. I feel confident this is what's happening. Chris Murphy has begun reconsidering what it means to be dogmatic about guns. Ezra Klein has brought in more conversation around moderating on abortion. And Murphy told the audience that the fastest growing share of the electorate are socially and culturally conservative voters who are economically populist. They are going to lean directly into the economic socialism, it's not fair, class warfare, and they're going to abandon the gun control to the extremes, and they're going to abandon the abortion 100% pro-life or nothing. I'm telling you, that's what this says. You have won this battle. Now, you have to understand where this goes next, because remember, they are still grappling with the fact that they misread this, and he is now a canon fixture in our conservative movement. Now, on top of all the gun rights wins we've had in the SCOTUS, and the courts, the circuit courts, the federal appeals court, all the wins we've had, and then all the different wins we've had culturally and societally, it is now time to pour it on and reinvest in these generation behind us, because what you're seeing right here is the beginning of the most visceral reaction inside the Democrat Party that you're going to see. It's going to be a thing. I'm telling you, I got even more content coming tomorrow on it where they're openly blasting the Democrats for getting rocked in their faces. But the bottom line is, you're winning. Pour it on. The time to win is right now. I'm not saying take your victory lap and let's go home and drink a cold beer because we won. No, I'm literally saying work 3, 4, 5 times harder, honor the memory of Charlie Kirk, stand on all the energy and momentum that is driving in your direction, and send these people packing to the dustbin of history and along with their ideology. I'm telling you, you're at a position that's incredible. All right, let me jump over here into the super chats real quick. I got one that popped in. I want to make sure I don't miss them. This is important right here. I saw it. It's blue. Wait for it. Here we go. Mike Yu, longtime viewer, super chat for $1.99. Braden, thank you for all you've been doing. Mike, it is my pleasure. I'm telling you guys, this is going to happen. Right here, we can fix this country yet. I'm telling you, Vince says, yep, I agree with you. Guys, please send this out. Because this type of stuff is what builds the energy, the momentum. When we collect these types of data points and we tie it all together with what's happening under the surface, just like I mentioned in the earlier episode or earlier in this intro, when I said we observed what was happening with the assault weapon ban calls and the 1,000% excise taxes on ARs and the mag bans and the enhanced background checks, none of it happened. Because the exact same things were happening back then. We looked at the Democrat power brokers. We didn't look at the media or the fear. We looked at the power brokers. We're doing the exact same thing here. You were in a position to be part of saving this country. And I am damn proud to be here with you guys. That was a little bit more sermon than I expected, but I felt good about it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments field right down there. I love each and every one of you, just the right amount that makes you feel comfortable. And make sure to see tomorrow when we come in with even more victory, riding in on glorious steeds of freedom. Guys, have an amazing night. I hope you enjoyed the episode. See you later.